Welcome to the very mysterious theatrical venue that is Cambrian Hall. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. And this is Canelo Alvarez, a four-division, multi-time world champion, quite simply one of the greatest of all time. Here comes the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, fighting out in New York, New York. He is one of the most talented fighters in this division. Let's see what he's got for us in this one.
This is going to be an intense...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
These two have certainly talked the talk. Now they've got to walk the walk.
If you know you can fight, you don't need a crowd, you don't need anything apart...
And that's the opening bell, round one. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. They're both trying for a knockout. They exchange punches. Daniel Jacobs believed he beat Canelo Alvarez in their first fight. It was very close, but the judges gave it to Canelo.
For their last fight, Canelo won the fight, but he slowed down the second half. Will Daniel Jacobs think, right, I now know what to do. I've got to put the pressure on and make him work the first half of the fight.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punching. Both men step back for just a moment. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round.
Here we go, it's round two. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Punch, counter punch. So much pre-match drama before this showdown. Who could forget what we saw yesterday at the weigh-in? These two boxers are finally ready to get it on.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Missing with that jab. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Beautiful counter shot. And he wasn't you know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that. When you...
And there's the bell for round 3. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The straight right just misses. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Looks like he's going to try and bait his opponent here. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Couldn't land that jab. There's a counter shot. He misses with that jab. I guess showboating is part of their plan. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is...
And there's the bell to start round 4. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punch. They better start respecting each other's punching power. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. It's all offense all the time. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. Oh boy, the Miracle Man now in some trouble. Disaster averted.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to...
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
There's the bell to start round 6. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Those counter punches have to hurt. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means. But they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Done with that counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The perfect counter lands. The straight right just misses. These two fighters are made for one another. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Wow, it was like two different...
And there's the bell for round 7. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you're getting in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Jab misses. Beautiful counter punch. And now they're trying to get into their opponent's head. Oh, and now they're just rubbing it in. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout. There's the bell to start round 8. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice counter. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. A perfect counter shot. Oh, and this is really going to rub him the wrong way. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
How about that time counter shot? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Some might have thought the fight a little bit closer, but the judges are in agreement.